welcome to Sparks 1524. I'm Nathaniel Miller coming to you from Liberty Hill, Texas. Not all ghost towns are dry, desiccated wooden buildings from the Old West crumbling under the incessant heat of the desert sun. Ghost town is just any town that's been abandoned for whatever reason. Now, Williams, Arizona is a great example of a town that survived being bypassed by Interstate 40 when old Route 66 was largely decommissioned. Not all towns on that corridor were so lucky. Glen Rio was a small town sitting smack right across the New Mexico-Texas state line. Beginning life in 1903 as a siding on the old Rock Island Railroad, Glen Rio grew to prominence as Route 66 passed through it after Route 66 was created in 1926. In fact, Glen Rio was so prominent at one point that it was featured in part of the movie, the 1940 film, The Grapes of Wrath. Interstate 40 bypassed Glen Rio in 1975 and the town began a precipitous decline into nothingness. Today, a couple of the buildings are owned by individuals and there are no trespassing signs there, so don't go climbing into those. But most of the town is completely derelict and forgotten. During its heyday, Glen Rio had a post office, it had a couple of motels, numerous diners, most of which, well, the ones that are still standing are crumbling into nothingness. It is a very ghostly, quiet place to explore, hence the term ghost town. Now, exploring abandoned buildings can be a very dangerous thing, so you have to consider a number of safety factors when making your risk decisions before going in. I did a column a while ago on the Miller Catechism for exploring abandoned buildings. If you're interested in reading about that in order to educate yourself on safety considerations, the link for that column is in the description below. Williams, Arizona is a tourist mecca today because of how they managed to handle being bypassed by I-40 and reorienting their economy. Glen Rio sits on the other end of the extreme on that spectrum as a town that was completely destroyed by the shift in transportation. Adrian, Texas sits right in the middle of those two. Adrian started life in 1900 also as a siding for the Rock Island Railroad, and it became an important stop along Route 66. In fact, Adrian's claim to fame, among other things, is that it is the exact midpoint of old Route 66. Adrian managed to survive being bypassed by I-40 because their economy was agricultural. It's a very small little hamlet today, but it is still alive, although there are less than 200 people. Ghost towns are great to go visit. The mystery, the quiet, just being able to imagine these stories is pretty cool, but you don't always need to go to a ghost town to see the past and have a little fun with it. Ghost cars can also be kind of enjoyable. If you have a few moments after leaving Adrian, or before you get to Adrian when you leave Amarillo, stop by Cadillac Ranch. Created in 1974 and moved to its present location in 1997, Cadillac Ranch is a simple sculpture of 10 Cadillacs ranging from 1949 to the mid-1960s stuck nose first in the ground. This was done to create a public art project while also highlighting the evolution of the tail fin designs on these cars. Bring a can of spray paint. Graffiti is encouraged as a way to interact with the sculpture. Just do me, yourself, and the country a favor. Don't leave your spray cans laying around like so many people do. Pack out your trash. If you'd like to read more about my adventures through Glen Rio and Adrian, I've linked that column below in the description. Please check it out. Thank you as always for your time. I deeply appreciate it. And until we meet next time, remember to go and do great things.